Hey everybody, I want to start a new series today called Calling My Collection. That's Culling, my collection, not Calling, my collection. I am trying to cut down my enormous board game collection by at least 25% to maybe up to 50%. So, part of this series, or what this series is all about, is taking a look at the games that I am going to get rid of and talking about why I'm getting rid of them, at least some of them. Um, and the one I want to focus on today is the game from Chip Theory Games that came out recently called Elder Scrolls Betrayal: The Second Era. I think they may have even had a second crowdfunding campaign to expand on the game. I know that was in the plans, anyways, that they were going to release more areas within the Elder Scrolls world for you to explore and play in, which I think is really cool. What initially attracted me to this game when the campaign started was that one, it was Elder Scrolls related, and I really love that video game series. Big fan. And second, that it was made by Chip Theory Games, and they were basically using kind of the same template as they did with some of their other games. Specifically, like for me, like I'm very familiar with Too Many Bones, and it had some Too Many Bones feels to it. And so that excited me because I love Too Many Bones. I think it's a great game. So for me, at first, this was like a no-brainer to pick this one up, and as I usually do, I went all in. And thanks to GameFound having the opportunity for you to split payments over time, that made it even more appealing. But then, like, during the time period of the campaign finishing and waiting for my pledge to arrive, I had the opportunity to watch a bunch of videos on YouTube of people playing the game, and then also I eventually got to play the game with some friends of mine. We played like a three-player game, and so I got to try it out firsthand. And what I got from all of that experience was, oh no, I don't really like this game as much as I thought I was going to like it. In fact, I think this one's going to have to get the boot from my collection. And I'll tell you the reasons why. Um, the first thing was that the game felt to me to be incredibly difficult as far as yeah, how hard it is to go up against the villains in the game and everything like that. And this is a complaint that I have rather commonly with solo and co-op games. I don't know if it's just that I am that crappy of a player that I shouldn't find these games as difficult as I do, or that the designers of these games like have way more confidence in the general gaming public being able to play these games well than the average game player does. Because my experience with a lot of solo co-ops is they design them to be incredibly tough. This was a complaint I had about Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror, both games from like kind of the same designer, same kind of idea. Um, Not too long ago, on my YouTube channel, I did a playthrough and an interview with Peter Stoltz about, or Peter Schultz, sorry, about Sorcerer Endbringer, which was a cooperative, solo cooperative version of the Sorcerer game. And I was like, man, this game is incredibly hard. Now, he and I played through together, and we were successful, and it was extremely difficult, but it was doable. Um, and he was like, see, not so bad. But I'm like, yeah, but I think there was a lot of things where we got kind of fortunate and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm going off on a bunny trail on that. My point is that the Elder Scrolls Betrayal: The Second Era is one of those cooperative solo games that I felt like was just kicking the crap out of me every single turn. Um, I don't like that feeling. I don't. I like there's a sweet spot, right? You don't want to feel like you're just steamrolling everything, but you also don't want to feel like you're getting your butt handed to you every time you turn around. And in this case, it was on the the other side of the spectrum of like getting your butt kicked all the time, and I did not enjoy it. Part of that is due to reason number two, which is the character scaling. So the one thing that I thought was really interesting about Elder Scrolls is as opposed to Too Many Bones, where you have a character with a basically a laid out plan for how they're going to build. Now you have different paths you can go along. You can try different ways, different combinations of upgrades, but there's general like trees for each character that you build up. Within Elder Scrolls Betrayal: The Second Era, it opened it up for people to be way more to be able to customize way more your character. So you had like multiple different aspects. You could pick what race that you were going to play. You could pick, and that would confer certain benefits, advantages, disadvantages, stuff like that. You could pick what skills you want to develop. Like you could really like just customize your character the way that you wanted. Obviously, there's like still some things of like here's what you should do optimally to make a character that's viable, but you're not constrained by anything. You can make a terrible character if you want to. Um, but the progress of that felt really slow, and it felt like I got dropped into a world where I was a puny weakling and I did not have enough skills to be able to adequately defend myself. And I do understand that Elder Scrolls is a 3 session game. That's what it's designed to be. So you're obviously going to start out in session one being super weak. By the session two, you're like pretty good. Like you got a good, well developed character. In session three, that's where ideally you're going to be like hitting, like maxing out and really shining. But of course, all along the way, as you're scaling, the enemies scale with you. They've got a system for that, which is good. But the bad thing about that is if at point zero on your development, if the enemies are incredibly hard and kicking your butt, then even when you get to like point 10 on the development chart, they're still going to be kicking your butt because they're, they're that tough. Um, so it's like you really have to like start the beginning of that scale with enemies not as difficult, and so that it follows through that scale. Um, and the way, if I recall correctly, it's been a while since I played, but if I recall correctly, the way that they scaled the enemies was you add up all your experience points, and then and it's like I think it's for the party, and then you based on that, that determines how many of each level of monster that comes out on that particular scenario. Um, but yeah, I felt like I was too weak. And then even when I started building up, by the end of scenario one, I kind of felt like I just don't even want to come back to this because I still don't feel at the end of scenario one like I am capable of taking on the bad guys. And that doesn't feel right to me. Like, I get it that you have to split it over 3 sessions, but I shouldn't feel like completely overwhelmed. And then if it like I said, if it scales, I'm gonna feel completely overwhelmed the whole time because it's gonna keep up with me as far as my experience points go. I didn't like the rush factor. I realized that they definitely wanted to put a timer on it. Like, hey, you need to do the thing in so many turns so you don't take like 5 bazillion years to like finish the session. That's not fun for anybody. But at the same time, it felt really tight and like you were rushing to get the scenario objectives done. And because of that, it wasn't as fun. You didn't have a chance to like do the things that you wanted to do because you're like, well, I'd like to go into town and shop some more, but I can't because I gotta hustle to get to this thing. Um, the factors that they put into travel. screw you up. I mean, it depends on what map you're on. You'll hit different obstacles. In the recommended starter one, where you're forget like what the name of the area is, but it's where the Argonians are from. Um, you have different weather conditions, and depending on what kind of weather that you're getting is going to affect how far you can travel on that turn, unless you exert like a certain amount of energy to like exhaust yourself to push yourself further, which then gives you some disadvantages. um, so that like everything in this game is like super punishing. And then to add to all of that, number three thing is the oh, what do they call it? Basically, as you use dice, like in Too Many Bones, you use dice, and certain ones like then will go to the side. But then after that battle is over, like stuff all refreshes again. Like in Elder Scrolls, you have this track at the bottom of your player mat where like your used dice go into, and you are then not able to use those dice again until they like kind of go through the cooldown. I think it's the cooldown track until they come to the end of the cooldown track, and like so many dice fall off the cooldown track every so often. And another thing you have to spend XP on is like building up the cooldown track, so more dice come off the cooldown track when you cool down. That can be frustrating too. That's another thing that hampers you is like how many dice you can get back per turn, and depending on what race you chose up front, you could have like an absolutely obnoxiously low cooldown, and so it's like, okay, well, you may want to build up these other skills and get some more dice to roll because dice rolling is fun. You want more dice. Well, if you want to get those dice back at a reasonable pace, you're going to have to invest in this cooldown track first, or at least early. And like that feels bad. It's like in general, it's like you're forced to make decisions that you don't want to make. I don't want to travel to a spot, but I have to. I don't want to like spend points on my cooldown track right now, but I have to. I don't want to do this particular scenario that I just drew right now, but I have to. Like there's so many things that feel bad, that just feel bad. Like it took away totally from my enjoyment of being able to immerse myself into the game and have that Elder Scrolls feeling. And the thing was too, like when I talk about the rush, when I talk about like the constantly getting your butt kicked, this was something that I I didn't like because it didn't mirror my Elder Scrolls experience. And Elder Scrolls, it's it's more of a like easygoing type thing, right? Like you've got a main quest, but there's no hurry. Like you can do the main quest whenever you want, or never do it at all. You can do side quests galore. You can focus on building reputation with different guilds. And in this game, there are guilds that you can build reputation with, but it's kind of complicated. Um, like everything is. Everything's hard. Um, so yeah, it takes away that like real easygoing, enjoying like the atmosphere of the game, the feeling of the game, and makes it hurried and stressful and anxiety ridden. And I did not care for that at all. And so it like completely saddens me too, because like I said, I went all out in this campaign. I got all the things. I got the fancy bags. I got the blacksmith kit. There was a few things that I didn't get. Like I think there was a big playmat that I skipped out on. I didn't do that. But I got most of the things, and I have not even cracked open the box that everything came in. Like not just the box for the game itself, like the actual shipping box is still sealed, and I'm getting ready to take it to my local game store today. They have a consignment shelf. I'm gonna see if I can sell it on consignment. Because I'm guessing like with how well respected chip theory games are out there and how big of an IP this is, that maybe just maybe I can sell this game pretty quickly because somebody's gonna like it. Because again, like I'm not saying this is a bad game. Um, if you're a person who plays a lot of co-op and solo games, and most of the time you feel like, nah, it's not so bad. Like I don't. why are you such a wuss, Rick? Why can't you handle it? Well then, this game is, especially if you like the Elder Scrolls, this game is for you. Like, especially if you like games like Too Many Bones, this game is for you. But for me, I didn't have fun because I don't have fun when I'm getting my butt kicked constantly and I'm losing constantly and I'm not progressing in any meaningful way. Um, it's just not fun. So that's why this game, even though I love chip theory games so much, and they did an excellent job with the components of this game, and I think they did a lot of good things, just the difficulty level of this one was too much. And I will say too, Too Many Bones, not a walk in the park by any stretch, but I felt like this was like way more difficult than Too Many Bones. Like that last battle you hit in Too Many Bones when everything goes off the rails and like you're fighting the end boss. Like that's how this game feels constantly. But like you don't have time to build up to it. Like you just get thrown in it. So yeah, I don't know. Like if you have thoughts or comments on this game, whether you feel the same or different, please feel free to let them put your comments below. Like and share this video. Follow me here on YouTube. I was going to post this on TikTok, but it looks like now I'm just going to be posting short clips to TikTok because this is now over 16 minutes long. So thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.